You do not need to start your apparel line with an entire collection of pieces or styles. And in fact, I would probably recommend that you don't do that, regardless of even if you can afford it. Welcome back to Money Mondays here on the Business of Apparel. Let's talk a little bit about lean launching for your apparel brand, right? We're going to talk about coming in. You don't have a ton of money. I know in the past I've talked a lot about really funding your business upfront in a big way. And that is great if you want to be at $1 million in a certain set of time, if you want to be at $10 million in a certain set of time. We've put together a lot of great resources for you. If you go to thebusinessofapparel.com/pie, you can download our little ebook. It has a bunch of different pie charts and ways to break down the percentages of how you work through your apparel business from years 1 to 10. And then we expanded on that and we created an even bigger ebook where we actually give you the numbers. And so that's available to you on our website as well. The numbers do show that if you save as much as $200,000 upfront, you could probably be at $1 million by year 6. That's where we're predicting. That's if you have healthy margins. But that is also if you're hiring team and you have the right people coming in to help you with sales and marketing and product development. So that's a pretty robust budget, right? That's maybe the best case scenario. In that instance, you can also be at $10 million by year 11. So we're seeing how you can become pretty big pretty fast, right? Not everybody can do that. Very few people can do that. In fact, most of the members of our community and most of the members and our clients that we work with inside the board are on a much smaller scale. I don't know that any of them have actually raised $200,000 or anything close to that to come in and actually build their apparel lines. And our goal when you come in is actually to help you find savings, right? So we did have someone who came into the board. She had saved $60,000 to start her apparel line. And we were able to get her into a scenario where she found low MOQ, she found better costing, she found DDP imports, and that actually saved her $51,000. She didn't have to spend that upfront. And we helped her by, helping her with tech packs and by helping her with fittings and helping her with what kind of notes she could send to the factory and helping her with her factory communications because she's a board member. So instead of her having to hire all of these people to do that work for her, we kind of held her hand and helped her do it. So those are great ways to have savings. And if you are coming in with a low budget and you have like a lean launch strategy, right? You want to be really lean up front. You're bootstrapping your company. You don't have a ton saved up. You don't have investors. You don't have a business loan. There are absolutely ways to do it. And the best way that you can have a lean launch for your apparel line is also the best way to launch your apparel brand regardless. And that is with a minimum viable product. Now, this is true of almost any company in any entrepreneurial field. If you want to start a brand, I've actually been reading Eric Rice's The Lean Startup. So this goes hand in hand with that. He talks a lot about how you want to create almost like a prototype project, almost a prototype product that you can put out into the market. It doesn't have to be perfect. You almost don't want it to be perfect because you want it to be as simple as possible, right? Put out that one product that you want to become famous for, that one product that your customers are asking you for, that one product that you know solves a problem for a group of people that you want to help. Come up with a prototype, get it out there, test it, ask for feedback, make it better, get it out there, test it, ask for feedback, make it better. And through this cycle, not only are you learning about how to make your product better, you're learning about what your customers are actually paying attention to. You've put in the hours, you've mastered the fundamentals, and your brand is no longer a passion project. But somewhere along the way, the hustle that got you here started to feel like a trap. You're building a business, not just making clothes, and you're starting to wonder if you'll ever crack the code to consistent, profitable growth. What if I told you that industry's top brands aren't just working harder, they're working smarter, with a clear blueprint for everything from line planning to streamlining their supply chain? This is the insider knowledge that's typically kept behind closed doors, but now it's accessible to you. Introducing The Board, an annual membership designed to give you that strategic advantage. Led by a team with over 70 years of combined experience, we provide the honest, real talk mentorship you need to move from busy to truly successful. We'll show you how to focus on the small, consistent actions that lead to massive progress, helping you build a legacy without the burnout. It's time to stop second-guessing yourself and start building with purpose. Don't pay attention to the chaos. Pay attention to what actually matters. Join the board and unlock the proven systems that will transform your brand. Go to thebusinessofapparel.com to find the option that's right for you. I can't wait to see you in there. We had a client inside the board who put out her product, and she was really, really obsessed with like how the Velcro was working on her product. And when she finally got it out and she started asking customers for feedback and she started getting their information in, she found out they all loved the Velcro. And it was the number one feature. It was the reason they were actually buying it. And so if she hadn't gotten the product out there, if she had only ever been listening to herself and making assumptions about the product, she would have gotten rid of the number one feature that people loved about her product. So there is so much merit in getting something out into the world, seeing if it will work, just ordering a few units. Can you work with a manufacturer who will only make 150 units for you? So now all you have to do is sell 100 units before you can make your next iteration and get the next iteration out so you can get the next round of feedback. So again, you're listening to what your customers actually really want. You're also hearing what your customers don't like about the product. Are they not adopting it? Are they not buying it? Are you not marketing properly? Is your sales pitch wrong? You have to start being in it to actually learn what is going to work for you and what is not going to work for you. You can't build a beautiful business plan and expect it to go off without a hitch. That's just not how it works in small business world, especially in the apparel industry. It is very, very saturated here in the apparel industry right now. There are many brands that are offering something similar to what you want to offer. I guarantee it. And so for you to break through the noise, it's best for you to not launch a whole bunch of different stuff. Even if you have the $200,000, it might be in your best interest not to spend all of that right up front. And we can help you understand what's best for you. If you come into the board and you're working with us and we're giving you that advice, it might not be in your best interest to actually launch with all of that inventory money that we would suggest up front. Now, if you want to get to $1 million fast, you're going to have to. Okay. If you're willing to go a little bit slow and you're willing to learn and you're willing to see what your customers want and you're willing to make it a little bit better and you're willing to maybe wait until you're 10 to be at $1 million. I know that sounds like a long time, but in the apparel industry, these are big goals for us. You know, we celebrate our clients when they hit 5-figure months. We celebrate our clients when they make a single sale sometimes. Can be a really tough market. And anything can be possible. Anything can be possible in this industry. We have seen it all. Every single brand has gone through some sort of journey, right? Everybody's got a story. Some brands had to close down because they couldn't figure it out. Some brands made $1 million their first year. And everybody's story is a little bit different. But when we're talking about averages and we're talking about what's typical and we talk about what's logical and we talk about how the numbers make sense and how the math and the money of it all makes sense, if you're going to be starting out lean, it is in your best interest to just start with one product, get something out there to your customers, learn a little bit more. And then you can also start asking them, now we've tested this short so many times and we've iterated on it enough times to know that now our customers love it and they are buying it and it is selling. Okay, now go pull your customers and ask what kind of top they want to wear with those shorts. Now we're creating a whole outfit. Now we've got better photography on our website because instead of using a competitor's top to go with our shorts on our website and all of our photography, now we have our own top. But we're doing it in a way where we're asking what our customers want. So lean launching, doing lean startup, being a lean entrepreneur, having all of those different ways of working is the best way to start and then allow yourself to learn as you go. And it's infuriating. I'm going to tell you that right now. We have a client who is in the middle of this and it kind of sucks. It's hard to put yourself out there and to get tough feedback and know that, right now is not still the time to make that next iteration because we're product-based. We're not digital-based, right? If you're a lean startup and you're a digital-based company and you get feedback from your customer, you can go in and rewrite the code and you can rewrite your website and you can make the changes right now. For us as product-based businesses, we need to also wait for enough profit to come in because we already bought inventory. We already spent money on that inventory. So now we need to wait for enough profit to come in before we can spend on the next batch of inventory intelligently and logically. We don't want to burn out our cash flow. All of this has to go together, and it can, but being really intelligent about what you put out and being really smart about that minimum viable product. If you think you've got a solution, let's get something going. Let's get it out into the market. Let's get some feedback about it, and then we can keep going from there. If you'd like some more information on lean startups, go read Eric Rice's book. It's really, really great. I'm honestly only about halfway through it, but it already has given me so many ideas for my own business, and it's given me so many ideas for your business too, and how you can really be amplifying the way that you are talking to your customers, doing your marketing, and making sure that you're getting the best possible product out into the world. If you like this episode, please share it with someone else who might like it. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great Monday and a great rest of your week.